What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean Green Lawn Service in beautiful South Georgia. Man, Saturday morning, man. I don't like working on Saturday morning, but if you remember when I was sick, it just took me a while to get back my energy. I think I'm pretty good now, but I had some landscaping projects, you know, trimming hedges and stuff that I hadn't done. This lady's been waiting like 5 or 6 weeks, so, and she's one of my good customers. So look at here, Z-Man 003. They out there cutting the church today. It's our week to cut the church too. The company's week. Z-Man and 003, they both cut it. They also cut it with their dads on a week. So like Z-Man and his dad had it last week. But anyway, the guys, El Romo and cause Z-Man and 003 back in school, so I sent them a message yesterday to see if they wanted to do it today, because we were gonna cut it yesterday when we got done with everything else, because we had plenty of time. And they were like, yeah, we'll cut it. You know, get them when they in school, give them an opportunity, you know, in the evening or on a Saturday like that, they can make them a few dollars. So because when they cut it for me, I still pay them, because whoever goes out there and cuts it, they just getting paid just like they, you know, doing any other yard. So just giving back. So anyway, yeah, gotta go trim some hedges. Gotta go trim some hedges in a pine straw bed. I hate doing it. At least in mulch you can blow it out, kind of, you know. So, but this lady's not, she's not super picky. I mean, I try to do a good job, but I get up to big stuff, and you know, after that it kind of is what it is. So I think that's probably, I'm gonna do that job. Depends on what time I get there. I got a couple other, I got a ceiling fan I need to put in. I got an irrigation controller I need to put in. I may piddle with some of that stuff. You know, go into a little bit into the afternoon. I'm thinking this over here seems like I normally spend about 3 hours over here doing this job. But you know, could be more, could be less. She's gone. Her husband, he loves to talk, so you know, if he comes out and I don't even know how much footage I'm gonna get. I may set up and get a little bit of time lapse, but you know, you'd be more interested probably in, I mean, you done seen people trim hedges on. If you watch lawn care channels, you done seen that 100 times over. So anyway, just thought I'd check in here. Maybe we'll get into something interesting today. If not, we'll just have another boring video. How about that? I'll check that with you. Man, it's already hot this morning. Humid, golly. All right, that's where we're gonna start right there. So I'll probably just set this up on some different places and run some time lapse. And it looks like she's already did them boxwood. I don't know why my camera just cut off. Anyway, we're gonna start there. Like she's already did them boxwoods. She did a good job on them. But oh, I got this thing on a timer. I don't know what I got turned on here. I probably didn't record my whole introduction since it was on a timer. I don't know. Anyway, let me set y'all up. Let's see what we got going on. view right there. Oh, took me 3.5 hours. What did I say, 3 hours? So I did go ahead and weed eat most everything. They don't weed eat, but she wanted me to trim up around the beds and all, and she just tells me, hey, do whatever you think needs to be done. So, well, I didn't really know what this video is going to be about. I got y'all some time lapse, so I want to share something with you though that's awesome. This is what it's all about right here. So when I left, I told y'all that well, I showed you Z-Man 003 were out in the cemetery cutting. So my company is on the church cut rotation. We got about 7 teams of people, and I do one of them. But a lot of times I let them do it just so they can make some money. I mean, because I don't do it by myself anyway. If we did it if we had done it yesterday, I would have been there, but I would also have been paying, you know, Elro and Jacob. And so those guys volunteer to cut it on their own anyway. So I pay, you know, with their parents. So I pay them when they help me. 002, 003, Z-Man, they're all on the cut rotation with their dads. So that's 4 other teams. Well, 4 teams counting us, and then there's 3 more teams. Anyway, that ain't what I wanted to share with you. So I get a text message, and I don't know if this happened or not because I was late responding. We got a lady in the community, but she's part of our church. Super, super lady. Does everything she can to help anybody she can. And she also teaches Z-Man's Sunday school class. And so I guess she had mentioned something about her lawnmower being broke a couple of months ago. And so Z-Man told me, and this is, I'm not going to say who it is, but now this is a yard I probably cut without charging them, I don't know, somewhere between probably 5 and 10 times. And it's not a real small yard. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I go and do it. She tries to pay me, but I said, hey, you can't pay somebody for something you didn't ask them to do, right? That's the way I look at it. So, me and Z-Man went and cut it a couple of weeks ago. And now I thought she had the lawnmower fixed, so I hadn't really rode by and looked at it. But it's probably overgrown, and that little Craftsman lawnmower ain't gonna cut it. Anyway, so Z-Man sends me a message and said, hey, can me and 003 go over to Blank's house and cut her grass? Now, I was about 30 minutes before I seen the text, and he probably sent it maybe while they were still at the church. I don't know. Anyway, that's what it's about, man. So these guys, you know, volunteering. You know, I mean, they weren't asking to get paid. They just want to know if they could use the equipment and basically drive my truck. And of course, I don't care if, you know, 003 drives it. He's got his license, and it's right around the dirt road. It's right around the block. I know something can happen, but, you know, it is what it is. So I was like, sure, man, absolutely, you know. And so, you know, that's what it's about. It's about helping people, but it's also about, it's one thing for me to help people and you to help people if you own a business. Man, the Church of God got them shrubs looking good, boy. It's one thing for you to help people out, but it's a whole nother thing when you volunteer to go help people. Because see, sometimes I do stuff for free, and they may not even know I do it for free. They just think it's another yard we got to do. Most of the time they probably know, but I still pay them, you know, unless we go out and do some kind of church project. So anyway, for them to pick up on that, and I'm not taking credit for that by any stretch of the imagination, because the young guys that work for me, you know, generally speaking, their dads are very, very service-oriented, servant-oriented. You know, their dads are the kind that'll go to somebody's moving, and they'll say, hey, we'll come help you load, or, you know, somebody's needs to clean up their yard, and they go help them, or somebody's, you know, trying to build a shop in their backyard, and they go over on a Saturday and help the people out, you know. So they get that at home, and then they get that at work. But what really matters is that they got it in their heart. It's being transferred. The baton is being picked up by another generation, and so that's awesome, you know. And I hope when those young men get that, you know, the age that me and their parents are, you know, that they'll be raising, you know, young men and young women that, you know, understand life's not all about money and making another dollar, but it's as the Bible says, you know, it's doing good, you know, it's loving your neighbor. And certainly nothing wrong with making money, but there are times when people just need help, and you need to help them, you know, without them even asking. And that's you know, to me, that's just awesome, man. I'm grateful. You know, one of the reasons why, you know, I work these boys, you know, obviously it helps me, but way before I started a lawn business, when them boys were 8, 9 years old, Z-Man wasn't with us then, but the other ones, 8, 9 years old, their daddies would come out to the church on Saturdays for work days to pressure wash, or to clean up the cemetery, or you know, to paint a room or whatever, and them boys would be right there with them. And you know what, I know when they were younger, they might have been made to come, but I've had them show up at the church to work and help out, you know, at times when their parents weren't even there, because, you know, they already had other obligations, or they had to work that day, or whatever the case might be. And you know, if a man will volunteer to work, if he'll volunteer, I sure don't have no trouble, you know, paying him to work. So look like, I don't know what they over here cutting. Might be cutting. Look like oh, they down cutting the fire station. They cutting everything in the community. Like they done cut my grass too. Look at the church, boy. Them boys do a good job. Now you think about that. There's about 7 acres of property, and this is a 15 and a 16-year-old. Right out here by this, man, look at that. Everything weed eated. Look at that. Now we got some junk out here, but look at that. I mean, they just, you know, they just get out here and do it right, you know, and to be able to depend on them, that's a pretty big deal, man. Look at there, boy. Running that X1. Surprised ain't nobody on the standard. All right, let me get off this thing, man. Oh, he's done. I can go ahead and park this.